SPY continues to move higher. You've got my roadmap on that from last week. Level by level by level, it's just still pushing. In fact, 421.21 is a gap fill on the weekly. Wouldn't surprise me if it goes all the way up. 421, potentially 427. Anyway, the point is, it is definitely working higher. That's in sideways to higher grind. We also have no surprises to stimulate VIX. Here's VIX on the floor. SPY continues to move higher. We went absolutely to and through 41.30. So this expansion bar, followed by a digestion bar, tagged, came back in, got supported and moving higher. Next level, well, you've got intraday. You can kind of see this was critical. This 40.73 held as intraday support, kind of like that 315 for Qs. Just hasn't done anything wrong. Came back and based. Here's the 8, pushed higher. Here's the intraday, pulled back, got supported. PPI was cool. Market got all excited. All right, so SPX is having a little pause. Here's, by the way, intraday. So if you want to attempt to short it, that's the best I got. 41.47. Obviously, we're a little soft. More likely it comes down to 41.33. The daily is kind of 41.22, but this is a very strong structure. There's just nothing here. Sideways to higher is still the baseline call, and it's still got a gap fill here. All right, so S&P has just hot fire flames turned higher with a vengeance. 416.290 just got tagged. There was no pullback, zero. It went completely around, like on a 5-minute mark. Look at that. Bear trap again, boom, and then right up to the next level. So this is the S&P. Here's the January effect. Warned of a deflation impulse, and then we got this pullback, and then we got the bank bailout. And now if we get below 4,000, we have to stay above 39.31, otherwise it's a short. But we already hit 40.40. We've already hit 40.80. We're obviously on our way to 40.40 and then 4,200. So level by level, it's still bullish. And now we've got 40.40 that can be checked off, and 41.40 can be checked off. What's left? Honestly, taking out the highs. SPY is pushing higher, or SPX is pushing higher into that gap fill of 421878. Really all there's to say about intraday. Look at that tag. Perfect tag. I mean, look at the intraday tag. Holy smokes. And then it comes right back inside. Treacherous. Daily, what does this level mean? It means it has to get and stay above this level in order to push higher into that next channel. So we hit this pullback. Chop, chop, chop. Hit it again, pull back. Break above it, that's bullish. Hit the next channel, price target, pull back. Okay, SPX filled the 2.7 gap at 4164, 416319 anyway. SPY literally tagged intraday and reversed 100% of this gap up. Now it's headed to 4133. Is this maddening or what? Oh, but still, it's still bullish on this. This is still moving higher. There's no way, there's no other way to put that. It broke above. It had to pull back to the 8, right? This is the channel, comes right back down. Here's support on the daily. This is 4133. Shockingly, looks like it's going to get hit after all. SPX is doing the shake and bake. Like literally, we just hit crazy action, right? We just hit intraday price target 4162.90. Literally, the high was 4163.19, and then we completely reversed on a dime, broke through the prior support resistance right down to the next price target within an hour. That's just not normal, right? That's incredibly intraday volatile. Look at that. Boom. That's a 15-minute chart, obviously. And SPX is now firmly on 41.33. Holy smokes. So it just says it's bifurcated, right? So on this weekly, we got above 40.62. It's very bullish. It's just very bullish. We still have a gap fill at 4218.70, and it doesn't give any signs of being bearish under the surface on a, weekly time frame. Daily, we already had a massive gap up right here, but stopped going down on the bank bailout, which was right here, Monday the 13th. So we still have a very, very large, gap here that will get filled eventually. In fact, I'm going to move that here and put that here. Very, very, very strong at some point, but this is it right here. It's still trending, swinging higher, just with a lot more intraday volatility. Lots and lots of intraday volatility. Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, using pops to lighten up longs. Colleen's like, yep, that's what I did. We'll come back to buy again. All right, I still don't see any drama in volatility land. Nothing, right? And we already know what's going on with yields and dollar. Dollar's having a bounce, and immediately we had a puke fest intraday of great drama, and it's coming back down in 41.20. I had 41.33, but then it did this, so now it's doing that, and it's like, ah! All right, so anyway, the point is 41, let's call it 27. We're just sitting on 412. By the way, that's daily support. That's weekly resistance. It got above and it's coming right back down to 411.67. You know how I feel about that 41.29 and change. Literally hit the daily target and came right back in. All it's doing is sitting on 41.33. We've already hit 41.40. We're on our way to hit 41.80 once we get back above. So the trend is still pushing higher, just shaking out a lot of players on very, very tight time frames. SPY is now at 412, negative GEX. That's interesting. We went very quickly from positive to, it was not really interesting, but I mean, we went very quickly from positive to negative, which is how that works. In other words, they are more likely to kind of have that air pocket of risk once they get into positive. We're definitely fading. Looks like we're heading down to 4127. Yes, and the tax deadline is a big deal. So we have tick data on 417 and we have tax day. And Craig has written a lot about this, but it is expecting liquidity to be drained from the system through that event that they're going to miss. In other words, receipts are not going to be enough. Yeah, Rebecca says, yeah, I agree. Me too. Okay, so as far as a fade, if you're staying short or you're getting excited about getting short, just two things in mind, right? 4062 is really, really strong support. We're nowhere close to that just yet on the weekly. On the daily, you can see where this 41, let's call it 22, is support. On the intraday, we've done completely tag, you're it, broke. And then we get these smaller little trend line, support areas, come right back down to the middle of this whole thing today. Tag, you're it, broke. And then we get these smaller little trend line, support areas, come right back down to the middle of this whole thing today.